Hello everyone, this is the Prussian Prince with another Total War Attila tournament match cast. This is TWCL, Autumn 2015, Group Stage, Group D, match between myself, of course I'm part of Agony, and hopefully I'll be part of it for a long time. And my opponent in this match is Orgetorix of Agartha, who's playing as the Allens. So, Burgundians versus Allens, well, I would favor the Burgundians here, so I think I have a pretty distinct advantage in this matchup. And as you can see, let's go over my build. Royal Burgundian General, supported by 6 Burgundian Axemen. Up front we see the standard 5 Germanic Archers and 1 Germanic Bow that I usually bring. And of course, 6 Royal Lancers. So this is a very stable, sturdy composition. Now for my opponent, Orgetorix, who is the Allens here. He's got an Alani General Bronze 1 with Brace. Then he has a Sarmatian Cataphract Archer on each flank, it seems. And he does have some slingers up front as well. Let's see, 3, 4, 5 of these Germanic Hurlers. In terms of the cavalry contingent, well, melee cavalry and shock cav, that is, he has 2 Nobilani cav on the left, 2 Nobilani cav on the right. Make that 5 Nobilani in total. Another one is on the right flank. We see one of these elite Sarmatian Cataphracts in the center. Interesting choice instead of a 6th Nobilani. And now we do have 2 Sarmatian Warband on each flank, interestingly enough. So not the elite Agathyrsi, and 2 Sarmatian Warband in the center. Very interesting that he has opted for these units instead of the elite Agathyrsi warriors. Normally you see people bring in the elite Agathyrsi warriors. But here's the problem for me. Again, he has these 2 extra cav units that are going to be so hard for me. Well, not again, I mean, it's a different match. But Danko also had 2 extra cav units that really were annoying for me to deal with. But yeah, Orgetorix is... well, if he uses his skirmish cav well, he's going to be able to destroy my axes. And then I would actually be in some trouble. But still, if I do this properly, I can still win, of course. So... we'll see how this is gonna play out in just a moment. Let's hit play. As you can see, it's a pretty quick match. He's sending his skirmish cab around right now. Definitely good for him. I deployed on this flank, and this move, basically to deploy all your units on one flank, it's pretty cool because you can catch your opponent out of position and you can already move on his flank. And in this instance, I pretty much always deploy on the unshielded side of my opponent, which is his right flank, and that it would be my left. And as you can see here, I make a mistake with my archers. Actually, I move so far up, I don't know why I do this, and now it's pretty bad for me, but I'm gonna go in with my Royal Lancers. This is actually a really bad move that I moved up my archers so quickly, and I'm going to start charging in with my cavalry. This is really bad because I could easily destroy his Germanic Hurlers with all my units. Now I'm getting shot at, my archers getting shot at, my Royal Lancers getting shot at. And yes, now the thing is, I pull back because I just cannot fight these cavalry units. So here I get into his Hurlers. Yeah, I kill some with the charge, but I lose a lot of my Royal Lancers, as you can see over here. He's sending his skirmish cav around, so this is really bad for me. Here I'm going to be able to actually get into his Nobilani cav and get a decent charge off. But here the charge, I actually gave a movement order, which is really bad for my Royal Lancers here, as you can see. And he's going to send his skirmish cav around. My Royal Lancers here, wasted. Well, yes, actually getting some kills on the elite Sarmatian Cataphracts and the Nobilani cav, so not wasted, especially with the friendly fire. I guess it's not the worst engagement for my Royal Lancers, but now they're going to die. And I'm still going to get in with more Royal Lancers. I'm going to get my general in here, and this is where I make a fatal mistake. I send in my general, and this is going to be pretty important for him. Yes, I'm killing all these units, and then I could just go in with my Royal Lancers into all these Sarmatians. But here's the problem for me. He's got cav around now. And yes, I'm going to get in here into all these units and stop them with Royal Lancers, but honestly, at this point, I should be pulling out my Royal Lancers from here. And from here, as you can see, I'm pulling them out, but actually a little bit early, actually. But yeah, here I have to get into his cavalry, but I miss my cav charge. Actually, I do not. But here he gets into my axes, which is annoying, but I do stop him with my general, so that's good. But I've got my axes still here, fighting against all these cavalry units and doing quite well. I've got my Royal Lancers pushing through, my axemen here dying. However, I'm going to get a nice charge here into the Sarmatian horse archers, but not the best. I'm getting another rear charge off into the Sarmatian warband here. My axemen are trying to do their best against the Sarmatian, against this cavalry, but he is going to disengage, which means he's going to lose a lot. But I'm pinning him down with my Royal Burgundian General. However, he's going to get a really nice cav charge off, well, infantry charge off there. I'm getting a good cav charge here with Royal Lancers, but he's going to get his Nobilani cav in here, so I have to pull back my Royal Lancers. However, as you can see here, my flank is starting to go down very quickly. My general is not in the best shape. Here, I'm going to be able to kill this Sarmatian archer, but this side has just really broken for me, so it's really bad, and I'm going to get Royal Lancers in here. This charge is going to be massive, and I guess I'm going to be able to finish off this Nobilani, which is very important, but my axemen are still off the field. I've got some cav units here and some axemen, which is great, but not a lot of axemen left. The Nobilani cav here, you can see I'm just destroying it with precision shot and flaming shot on my Germanic archers. However, as you can see, my right flank is pretty much dying now to... I mean, the Burgundian axemen here trading very well, but the thing is, now my general is dead, so my units are going to start wavering and routing very, very quickly. His general is still alive, unfortunately for me. I mean, he's only down to 48. But now, once my general is dead, the battle is pretty much over and in favor of Orgetorix. I get a really nice cav charge here with my Royal Lancers. I guess I'm going to be able to rout off all these units. But the problem for me is, as you can see here, he's still got all these units. So this is really, really, really awful for me. And that is game 1. As you can see, based on the statistics, Royal Lancers doing fairly decently, some of them that is. But the Burgundian axemen overall being not what they needed to do. They needed to destroy his infantry, like really. But my Royal Lancers, some of them were wasted, and again, my archers were poorly microed that game as well. I'm surprised it was still kind of close, but still. That was an interesting game for sure, but Orgetorix does end up winning it. Anyway, I shall see you in game 2. This is the second game of the match. This time around, I'm playing as the Huns, and Orgetorix of Agartha is the Burgundians. So obviously this matchup, not the best for me, Huns versus Burgundians, but it is winnable for sure, obviously. I mean, the Huns are a very strong faction. The Burgundians are the strongest faction, but that doesn't make the Huns a weak faction. Still, possibilities to win are there with the Huns, especially if I can use skirmish cap to my advantage. So here we go, my build. Let's see. Step Chieftain, General with Brace. And then I have up front, as you can see, 5 step bows. I have a step mounted bow on each flank, so that's the 2 skirmish cav basically. Then I have, I believe, 6 war warriors, I think, anyway. Indeed, 6 war warriors. I also have some noble step cataphracts on the field, I believe a lot of them actually. So 4 noble step cataphracts, bronze, 3 bronze 1. And then 2 regular step cataphracts, bronze 1. So I gave up a little bit of cav power by bringing this medium shock cav, but step cataphracts are not bad at all, actually. You should not underestimate them, for sure. I mean, they may not be the noble step cataphracts, but that doesn't make them bad at all. And obviously, they're not as good. They're far from being noble step cataphracts, and I mean, they're medium compared to heavy, but they're not to be underestimated, so... Anyway, let's go over the build of the Burgundians here. That is Orgetorix. He has a Royal Burgundian General with Brace. Then he has 2 Royal Lancers on the left, 2 Royal Lancers on the right, and 2 Barb Lancers in the center. So not 6 Royal Lancers as you would normally see, I guess. Up front, we see 3 of these Scattershot Hurlers, actually. Very interesting. Supported by 2 Germanic Pikes and a Germanic Bow. It does have 2 javelin units, actually, a barbed skirmisher on each flank. Very, very interesting units, actually. They can do a lot of damage with their javelins. Then he has 2 Burgundian Axemen, bronze 1 on the left, 2 Burgundian Axemen, 1 bronze 1 on the right. And he has another Axeman, Burgundian Axeman in the center. So, quite an interesting Burgundian build here. You don't see it too often, though. I mean, this is not the most standard Burgundian build, but it's definitely quite strong. But anyway, let's see how I'm gonna start engaging here. I guess I'm gonna go up with my step bows. I'm fairly confident that I can do okay in the skirmish engagement, even though he has the scattershot hurlers. Step bows are not are not actually bad at all. I mean, they're okay. But here I'm gonna make a mistake. I'm not targeting his scattershot hurlers. And if you look at his scattershot, they don't have a lot of survivability, and they're very annoying. They can do a lot of damage, so I should actually be targeting the scattershot hurlers in this scenario, actually. But of course, they're more expensive than step bows as well. So here, as you can see, my step bows taking a lot of damage. I am targeting his Germanic pikes, so I'm doing some damage to them. Now I'm targeting his scattershot hurlers, and as you can see, they're taking a significant amount of damage. But so are my step bows, and in fact, just because I focused the wrong units, this pike unit, now I'm gonna lose the skirmish engagement and very quickly to his scatter shots. As you can see here, the scatter shots are just crushing my bows very quickly, and he still has a decent chunk of ammo left, even though he's going to kill all these units. Germanic bows here, I'm going in with step-mounted bows to try and get rid of them. Kind of a similar thing here. I actually get a couple kills. But now I'm going to... Now here's the thing which could actually be a problem for me. So I'm going to get in here with the step-mounted bow. Also, here's a problem. This unit got stuck. Instead of getting a charge onto the barbed skirmisher, somehow it got stuck, and I don't know how. Here, though, I am going to be able to get rid of the Germanic bow, but it's a very, very cost-effective trade for me just to lose the step-mounted bow, because it couldn't get charges off into the barbed skirmishers. And here, as you can see, I notice, okay, I'm losing the skirmish fight, so I have to engage. Scattershot hurlers slowing down everything and doing a lot of damage to all my units. I'm sending the step-mounted bows here though, and soon I'm gonna be able to charge into them with the barbed skirmishers. However, he has his units ready here, so my unit is just basically dead. I'm going to disengage my cataphracts here, and I'm gonna charge the single one because the pikes are down, and they actually got 4 kills on my units. This is a massive mistake by me though, engaging the oars like this. And here I lost a lot of noble step cataphracts. Well, not a lot to the Germanic pikes, but I lost a lot to those javelin men. However, I'm gonna be able to get rid of them soon enough. Here I'm gonna get an extra cav charge off with the noble step cataphracts, and I do kill the barbed skirmishers, but it's not really a cost-effective trade for me at all. I've got my oars in here, but they're taking a lot of damage. I've got 3 oars here doing a lot of damage, but the Burgundian axemen are coming in, and with their charge, they're going to be able to rip apart my units. I get a nice rear charge here into the Germanic pikes, but still, I'm targeting a routing unit with my archers. This is not great. Here, nice engagement here by me. I'm gonna get this Royal Lancer stuck, actually. So this means I can support with wars pretty nicely. However, on this flank, as you can see, not going great. My war support is a little bit far too late, and his Barbed Lancer is going to kill my Noble Step Cataphracts. And here, his Royal Burgundian General is gonna just destroy my wars. I get my Noble Step Cataphracts through, however, and here I might be able to do something, but it's not looking good at all for me. I'm gonna be able to kill this barbed skirmisher before it actually gets to fire any more volleys, so I'm happy about that. I'm gonna get some nice charges off here, but a lot of my cav unit just gets stuck on my own wars, so it's not the best charge. Here I charge kind of like the flank of the Burgundian Axeman. That's pretty good. Now I have to engage my Step Chieftain, and when you have to do that, it's never good. Here, this flank is going horribly for me, so at this point, as you can see, it's kind of over this game. Because he forced me to attack with those scattershot hurlers. That was a really big problem for me. And yeah, it's just ended up going pretty badly overall, as you can see here. Let's get some zoom in action though. So as you can see here, my units are just getting mopped up very, very quickly by these Burgundian Axemen. Ooh, the decapitation though. The decapitation. So let's look at the stats. None of my wars got cost effective. None of my step bows did well. Some of my lancers did well, and surprisingly the step mounted bows getting a lot of kills. They did fine, I guess, in killing the barbed skirmishers, but let's look at Orgetorix's army. Burgundian Axemen doing fairly well, and his Royal Lancers too. Even barbed lancers being remarkably good. Barbed skirmishers doing a lot of damage before dying, actually. They destroyed a lot of noble step cataphracts, so definitely cost effective. Pikes doing weird stuff, but they actually killed a decent amount of cav units, so they didn't do too terribly either. His scattershot hurlers were the main reason why I attacked in like that, and I guess lost the game. That was very bad for me. But anyway, that is match, so Orgetorix wins 2-0. So hope you all enjoyed. If you want to see more, don't forget to comment or subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Share the video, and I shall see you next time.